You won't believe these insane coincidences. These stories are so mind-boggling, they almost seem like they were plucked straight out of a movie script. But trust me, every single one of them is true. In 1974, a man in Alabama was hit by the same meteorite twice. Talk about cosmic bullying. Imagine the odds of being struck by a meteorite even once, let alone twice. This man must have felt like the universe had a personal vendetta against him. The Titanic's fate was predicted 14 years before it sank. A book called described a giant ship hitting an iceberg and sinking. And the ship's name in the book? The Titan. The eerie similarities between the fictional Titan and the real Titanic are uncanny. Both ships were described as unsinkable, both had too few lifeboats, and both met their tragic end in the North Atlantic. It's almost as if the author had a premonition of the disaster that was to come. A man named Roy Sullivan survived 7 lightning strikes in his lifetime. Either he was a human magnet, or Mother Nature had beef with him. Can you imagine surviving not 1, not 2, but 7 lightning strikes? Roy Sullivan must have had nerves of steel and a guardian angel watching over him. In 2001, a baby fell from a building in Detroit and landed safely in a man's arms. But wait, a year later, the same baby fell again and was caught by the same man. What are the chances of that happening? It's as if fate had a plan for that baby and the man who caught him. Mark Twain was born in 1835, the year Halley's Comet passed Earth. He said he'd go out with it too, and guess what? He died in 1910, the next time Halley's Comet came back. Twain's life seemed to be intertwined with the comet's journey through the cosmos. In 1913, a taxi in New York City struck and killed a pedestrian. 1 year later, the same taxi, driven by the same driver carrying the same passenger, hit and killed that pedestrian's brother. It's almost as if the universe was playing a cruel joke on that family. Edgar Allan Poe wrote a book about shipwreck survivors who ate a young cabin boy named Richard Parker. Years later, a real ship sank, and guess what? The survivors ate a cabin boy named Richard Parker. It's as if Poe's story was a grim prophecy of the real-life tragedy that would unfold years later. A man was shot in the chest but survived because he had a coin in his pocket. Years later, he was robbed, and the thief stole the very same coin. And the man was shot again, this time, no coin to save him. It's almost as if the coin had a destiny of its own, saving the man once but not twice. In 2005, a woman in the UK won the lottery twice in one day. The odds? 1 in 283 billion. Winning the lottery once is a dream come true, but twice in one day? That's the stuff of legends. In 2013, a woman bought a book for her grandson, and inside she found a handwritten note. Turns out the book used to belong to her as a child, the same exact copy. It's as if the book had found its way back to her, bridging the gap between her past and present. Coincidence? Or something bigger? These stories make us wonder about the mysterious forces at play in our lives. Drop a comment if your mind is blown. And if you have your own unbelievable coincidence to share, we'd love to hear it.